Yo, Flurves, I hope you're all doing well on this great fine evening. It's good to have you all here. Thank you all for coming. Sorry I did not stream last night, but I had some plans coming up, so wasn't able to stream. We got a nice full panel today. We got Refracted Curvature in, Disc Lord, Michael Khan, PJ Cruikshank, and Neil Constantino. How you guys doing?
Yo.
All good, all good. They are still flat and Jesus still loves us.
Amen. Yeah, definitely. I see the poll has disappeared that I had on. I had a poll on yesterday, but it's gone.
It wouldn't let me vote earlier.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me. It said, yeah, I remember clicking it and it said to me, I thought it was because maybe I'd clicked it yesterday or something, but yeah, it wouldn't let me click it.
Michael, yeah. I just have to say something about your new avatar. Is that Mark Green on toast?
It's skinheads on a raft.
Wow.
It's good, isn't it? Good.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched that debate, really do go and watch it. There's a few nice gems in there. If you have some nice videos I can make out of it. Like things like throwing away the geometry. And yeah, it really got bad for them. But yeah, it was good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming. I'm just going to say hi to everybody in the chat again. I see Bible, you, Paul, it's good to see you. Lumpy Gets in the Vacuum, thank you for coming. Ryan S., thank you for being here. Michael Khan, obviously. Who else? Blind Spot, good to see you, mate. Derek Nelson, thank you for coming.
Blind Spot's in the chat.
Yeah, Sleeping Warrior, hello. Jeff Gassett, thank you for coming, mate. What else? Who else did I see there? I think that's everybody. Jeff Gassett is good. Moxie, thank you for coming. And I think that's everybody, guys. Well, anyway, thanks all for coming. Good to see you guys. If I didn't read your name out,
Mr. Sensible.
Oh, I didn't see his name here. And Detect Kutz and Mr. Sensible, thank you for coming if you're here. Yeah, he's the main man of honor tonight that we're going to be here reviewing.
He's the attraction.
He's the attraction. He's been very quiet lately, so when I saw this pop up, I was like, what? Obviously, I haven't watched the whole thing, but the points that I did watch him bring up was like, oh, this has to be shown. Hey, Kirkland, good to see you. So, you guys ready to start this?
Absolutely, dude.
Awesome.
Do you have 5 minutes?
Well, Mr. Neeby, I suppose so, but is it really going to be worth my time?
Have you taken your medication today?
What? We'll see who needs some medication at the end of this video.
Minds work best when they are open.
Yes, indeed, but I think you'll find that you actually have to have one for it to hold true.
Wow. So that's a start with him already insulting him. Great start, Mr. Sensible. But you know this can go both ways. He could be dissing himself as well.
Yeah.
You need a mind to have one. Yeah. So in other words, he doesn't have a mind to have an open mind. So he could be dissing himself. Hey, Cosmic Surfer, long time no see. Good to see you, mate. Wow.
I want to know when Harry will get his day job up.
I don't know if you guys saw today. I asked Professor Phil Balogun, when is he coming to actually stop trolling my channel and actually come and talk sometime? Well, he's since then stopped talking to me again.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, my whole point is, if a person is claiming to be a professor, there's a certain way they handle themselves and conduct everything. He doesn't conduct himself like a professor at all. He comes, he has multiple accounts, trolls my channel. Every time I invite him to come over, he makes excuses not to come over. And when he does finally talk to me, it's usually on someone else's channel, and then still gets his ass handed to him while he's got people helping him. So that's why I say I don't believe he's a professor, and I stick to that.
I won't believe that.
Lumpy Gas, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. It says, thanks at Flatzoid, you were very early in my FE awakening. Wow, that's Makes me feel very happy to know I am at least getting somewhere in people's lives. And I'm hoping I'm making a positive impact on people. So yeah, thank you very much for the support, Lumpy. Thank you for the support of everybody, actually. You guys rock.
Fascinating, isn't it? Those who take the time to research the FE become flat earthers themselves.
I think you'll find that it's complete and utter gimboids who couldn't tie their own shoes who become flat earthers.
Wow, another insult.
He's come back really feisty, ain't he?
I wear slip-ons.
But you understand, so far, the two things that he has brought up from himself is insults.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. That's really showing that you are open to the conversation, Mr. Sensible. No, actually not. It's this is what we call bigotry behavior.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Hey, Mr. MacGyver, good to see you, mate. He says, great job on modern day debate. Medicine causes disease. What?
So here is a list of 10 reasons why the Earth is not a ball.
Hello. Well, Flat Earther Neeby has allotted 5 minutes to give us 10 reasons why.
Do you guys think he's actually put his Mr. Neeby's channel in? I hope so. Otherwise, we'll go find Neeby's video and we'll stick it. Nope.
He hasn't put it in.
Nah.
No,
What
Dan.
a shame.
Yeah, this is what they're doing, it. They pick on new people out there, you know, and try and push them out.
Yeah,
Before
and
they do
Neeby's got an awesome channel, guys. So definitely, if you want to go and subscribe to Mr. Neeby. How do you? I just want to spell it again. Neeby. I think it's IE, correct? I just can't remember. As I got him subbed, but
For your sub list.
I've got so much subs it's going to be difficult to go through all the subs.
In alphabetical order, it shouldn't be hard.
Are they? Oh, but I don't
Yeah.
have it on here. I have to go on my other. Here we go. Subs. Subscriptions. So all 951 more.
Well, I had a lot.
And they're not in order, I think. Nope, definitely not in order. Sorry, mate.
Really? All mine are in order.
Nope.
That's South Africa for you.
But I'll look through it and then I'll put it on for you guys. I was really hoping he would have it on, but he doesn't. Just like they do. I mean, if you go into my video, you see I've got him tagged and I got his video in. Because that's how it works. Hey, Lumpy Gas Vacuum again for another $5 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, yes, you definitely helped me learn truth and therefore Jesus. Well, I'm very happy that I'm making a positive impact. You are awesome, mate, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you very, very much for coming. And the super chats. Gary Wabenga, good to see you too. Thank you for coming. Price of Adam, glad you can pop by as well.
Oh, some Ryan S. Yeah, I'll put the link in for you.
Awesome, thank you very much, Ryan. Oh, is he looking for the link to come in here?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Yeah. It's the same link as last time, by the way.
Yeah.
Why the Earth is not a ball. Now, by my calculations, that means he's going to fail approximately once every 30 seconds. This is
What?
going to be good. Take it away, Neeby.
Number 1. Level water. Water always seeks its own level. Therefore, water can never be curved or convex.
Water conforms to the forces acting upon it. On the Earth, that's gravitational force. So
Who all knows what's wrong here with this argument about him? His rebuttal.
Gravity's not.
Exactly, Mr. Not Sensible. Gravity's not a force. Haven't you heard? Actually, he has. I mean, he's been in this arena how long ago already?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you have a force acting on it that's not a force? You don't. And no, actually, Nibi should have presented it as water seeks level when at rest. And the level is not curved. This is the same thing I had with Mark Reed and them. Literally telling me horizontal curves, guys. They told me horizontal curves. And this is the same thing that he's trying to push here.
It's interesting they would say horizontal curves, invalidating every angle measurement they claim to make from their globe. So
yeah, exactly.
So what do they have after they throw away angles? Nothing.
They have nothing. But they don't just throw the angles away, they even throw their math for the globe away. They don't want to accept their own math because it goes against them.
Since the Earth is a sphere, the surface of the water will follow that same curve.
No.
Of course, you can apply additional forces to the water, so you get this.
Ah, centrifugal forces. Would that be in a container, Mr. Sensible? Would that be a fictitious force attributed from an actual force in a container? And is that water at rest, Mr. Sensible? What happens when you stop rotating that container? Who can tell me what will happen?
It'll just settle and go level.
Yeah, settle and will find its level. Simple.
Yeah. That's why he needs to understand when water seeks its level at rest. That's why these keywords at rest is very important. So I think, I know what Mr. Neeby's trying to say, but I think people have to be a bit more, how can I say it, concise when they're trying to talk about things like this, especially with the anti-flat earthers, because we get the same straw men from eye level, where they say the horizon rises to eye level. It shouldn't be the horizon rises to eye level. It should be relative to eye level, because they love to straw man us and say, you see, it's still below your eye level no matter which height you are. So,
but that's great though, because the dip correction differential between eye level and where sea level meets the sky is how they develop their globe. That's two flat planes that they calculate sphericity from. So, yeah, the horizon's below eye level. Good job. What have you proven? There's a flat plane.
Exactly. Oh, Mr. MacGyver just brought up a good point here. Skyscrapers are wider at the top than the bottom because the level is curved. That's what Ember told me. He says the Empire State Building, the top is wider than the bottom. I don't know if you heard that, John.
No, that I haven't heard that, but I don't see anybody, even Globers shouldn't be making that claim.
Yeah, they do.
I would hope. Oh my God, no, they shouldn't. They should not. They may, but if they are, they're just idiot Globers. That's all that is.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Idiot Globus? Did you say idiot Globus?
Well,
John, that's a little harsh, no, John?
Let's be fair. Mr. Sensible has designated himself an authority on who's an idiot. Would he say that skyscrapers are wider at the top than they are at the bottom?
I doubt he would even say that. No, they're not. Skyscrapers are designed to be wide at the bottom so it can take most of the weight because of the pressure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because of the pressure it pushes down on, so it has to be wide at the bottom than the top.
Unless it's some kind of weird building, right? Like if it's one of those, like one that's made like that, like curves at the middle or whatever. I've seen buildings like that, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that it would be uniform all the way up. Why wouldn't it? It would have. That's the only way it would stay level all the way up, right?
Exactly.
Unless they were changing the outside structure or the facade, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Lumpy Gas, again for another $5 super chat. Wow, thank you very, very much. He says, this chat is so pleasant without trolls. Thanks. The night is still young, by the way, Lumpy. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And David Banner, hello.
This is a tank full of water that's spinning. We seem to have a curved surface there, Neeby.
Number 2. Level horizon. The horizon is always visible, no matter the altitude, land, sea or air.
Well, I'm not really sure what your point is on this one, Neeby.
I think it's very clear what it is. No matter how high you go or low, the horizon will always be visible. Correct?
Yeah, but even in their geometric considerations, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Mr. Sensible on this one. It's not the way it's worded is not a flat Earth proof.
Yeah, but he's saying he doesn't understand what it's saying, though. It's very clear what it's saying, although yeah, it doesn't mean it's a. I think like the wording he should have put was it rises relative to eye level and not dropping away as considered on a globe. I think that's what he should have said.
Wouldn't seeing the Earth yourself with your own eyes, wouldn't that be the actual? I was going to say, wouldn't actually seeing it with your own eyes, wouldn't that be the only really proof that would be enough? I mean, for me, that's I'm going to have to see it that way. I'm going to have to see it from a distance where I can tell what it is, and not, and get an idea of what the shape is. I may not be able to see the waters below or whatever, but I should be able to see the whole area of Earth, or at least as far as I can see from that distance and height, right?
Yeah.
That to me would be the proof. That'd be the only flat Earth proof I could say that would be absolute proof, right?
Yeah.
To see it.
Yeah, because on a globe you're supposed to be seeing
And I think that's difficult, right?
Yeah, exactly. That
makes it kind of difficult, right?
Yeah, it makes it difficult. But
I just want to throw that in there. Thanks.
No, but it's a good point. But I mean, also like if you see on a ball, it's dropping away. It doesn't rise. Even with perspective, the ball still the horizon is not supposed to rise relative to eye level. Even on a ball with perspective, it's still going to drop away, and we see it rise relative to eye level. It's like the top of my head, bro. Yeah.
It's like here's what the Earth should look like, right? It should be curved like that, and well, of course, the bottom half. But I think in the Bible, they actually does mention the Earth as a man's face. Like the top. It's supposed to be like the top of your head. Like that, and that's fascinating to me. Yeah, that's what got me when I was 8 years old. Someone told me that, and they showed me in the Bible, and they read a couple of verses like that. And I was at the time I was a very religious child. I went to church, every week and everything, and so I believed these people, and I was like, wow, that's fascinating. And I've spent my whole life trying to figure out exactly how to prove that and how to share it with people and not get a negative reaction. But man, that's been difficult, I'll tell you. Oh, go on. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut it.
No stress, but it's good to have you in, Ryan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Face Reality for a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, planet is my least favorite word now. It irks in my nerves more than globe. Almost every true channel with a million subs are still ball believers. Thank you very much for the super chat. I agree. Every time I hear planet, I'm like, ugh, kind of thing. It does still get to me. I'd rather let them say globe than planet as well. It does also irritate me a bit more. Really
this
weird.
might not make me popular, but I'm still siding with Mr. Sensible because the geometry is debunked by the distance to the horizon, not its angular placement with relation to your eye.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. But that's why we say the globe is just a simple hijacking of perspective. So even the geometry or with elevation will still show it to be viewable. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say he should have worded it different.
But in the globe geometry, it will still. That's why the geometric horizon is apparent. The angle, it's based on the angle to the eye. That's how you form the globe.
Yeah, the
so
I was going to say,
if you make that route of an argument, you are not progressing anywhere. You're running into a trap. Is what's happening.
Yeah, but as I was saying, you got to be very careful in how you word things as well. And obviously, I don't know if
Neeby's you triggered. Yeah.
I don't think Neeby's been in here quite a long time though, so I don't think he knows the arguments as well because he's still a young channel. Hey Dollar, Fireball Ferret, and Lying for Truth. Good to see you guys. But yeah, I'm 100% with you on this, John. That's why I say I think the guys just should have maybe just also worded it differently as well.
But let's test it. Here we are at 35 and a bit kilometres on Mage 2. You can still see the horizon. Have you noticed? It's curved.
Have you noticed that curve is optical? We've been through this before, Mr. Sensible. He just keeps ignoring it. I mean, we've even had Mr. McToon with the same thing, showing him, oh, you better use the rectilinear lens. So, rectilinear lens still shows it having an optical effect. These people don't understand that it's just optical. But yeah, that has been debunked left, right, and center, and I'm still waiting for Mage 3 to go up so he can debunk the globe again.
Well, see, that's interesting too, because whether the horizon appears curved is irrelevant to the argument, because
it's true.
The shape, that who cares what the horizon's doing? The moment you establish it's beyond its geometric limitations, you are not talking about standing on a sphere anymore.
Exactly.
So who cares what the horizon's doing after that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're on a ball, you can see as it rolls away from you, it would curve. The horizon would curve a lot more than it does, based on the size, of course, the measurements. It would definitely be curved more, and the horizon would curve from left to right, and you'd see it all the time, even from a low altitude, right? You should be able to see some curve from left to right, but it's not there. I've measured it with an actual straight edge, leveled out a stick and put it on the horizon, and it's actually level and perfect. It really is, and it is when you look from the left to the right, and then you look in all four directions. If you look towards the camera in the middle, that's how you prove it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can use these sextant things that they're talking about, these little meters that shoot lasers. That's how they figure out where on the plane that they can put something, and exactly where your property is. It's all based on that information. Now, they might be telling you that it comes through this computer, and so it appears to be like this big ball map that's wrapped around, but all the maps are actually square. They're not round, and they're just stripped together, right?
Yeah, two-dimensional.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're looking at it from the top. Yeah, you could make it look that way. It would be very easy, and especially because of the way your eye is shaped. It's shaped like a sphere. So, of course, the light hits your eye at a different angle, and so the chain, when your eye changes size, like when you get dehydrated or you get over water, that can change the shape of your eye and make you see differently. You know that, right? So there are times where you will actually see curves on things that shouldn't be there because your eyes aren't actually proper. So there's a lot of things to put into perspective. If you look at how an eye doctor fixes your eye, there's all these little areas in your eye that are, it's really strange. Anyway, I won't go too late. I don't want to go too far and ruin it for you. Go ahead, go on.
But you see, it works on this principle. You got a 360-degree field of view around you. Okay, so you have the same radius right through. Okay, so your radius will be the same there as it is to, let's say, this point or whatever. So you limit it to that field of view. So then it gives a sort of a curved horizon.
Just like what you see with like a half sphere crystal.
Yeah, it's just optical.
If you lay this down, it's the same. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. If you fire a laser into this and you put it onto a mirror, the laser will do interesting things and give you a certain amount of lights on the ceiling. That tells you about how many different angles of light that it uses. But it depends on your eyes, of course, and the colors that you can see, like different colored lasers or different frequencies. There's all kinds of things that make this refraction thing such a big thing that I really honestly think that it would be easier to understand ocean currents in the deep sea than to understand how refraction really works. Because your eye and the shape of your eye and all that is such an effect that it can actually be different for everybody, right? But you're right. That perspective doesn't prove anything. Just because you could pretend it's a sphere, right, or a spherical like area, or when you think about 3 dimensions, that's what you end up with. You can still only really move around on the top of the Earth, right? You can move up and down, but you're not. It's not like you can fly like a bird or just float or levitate into different regions of the Earth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah,
I'm going on and on. I'm sorry.
No stress. Good to see you, Nathan. And Truth is Everywhere. Good to see you too. And Brian Stavey. Yo. Good to see you.
I will still have to go with Mr. Sensible. If that's the claim being made, I think I will side with Mr. Sensible on this one. That's not a good claim to make.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's taken and saying it's curved though, which is false.
Well, I mean, like, it doesn't matter. The horizon could curve at altitude, but the horizon is not Earth curve because of the black swan. So it's kind of a non sequitur point.
Well, we do have the globe.
If we could take out all the elements.
Well, we do have the globe.
If we could take out all the elements, of light and all that, and then test it without any refraction and all that, then we'd be able to come down to something, right? But it doesn't seem like we're able to do that.
No Atmo Day. When are you going to have no Atmo Day? But the thing is, even the globers today know the horizon as Earth curve is so demolished that they even throw it away till this day. They don't want to touch the horizon being Earth curve. That's why we got that Ozion guy with his drone the other day, showing I'm not fighting for the horizon curve, I'm fighting for just the water curving. By ignoring everything and saying, okay, you're actually just showing perspective. Congratulations. This is how
it kind of sounds like they just want to be right?
Exactly.
Doesn't it kind of sound like they just want to be right about something? Just give me something, guys. Come on, let me have something.
Nathan Oakley, sound levels are excellent, by the way, Flatzoid. I'm happy about that. Thank you very much. If Nathan's happy about the sound, I'm happy.
3.
Glad someone is.
Aircraft never accounts for the motion or curvature of the Earth in its navigations.
A very interesting point, Neeby. In fact, I'd like to answer this in 2 ways. Firstly, in my normal voice, and then in a sort of silly high-pitched squeaking whine. So firstly, no. Aircraft don't have to allow for the curvature of the Earth as they fly, because they're maintaining their flight level based on a number of parameters, such as thrust against air resistance, the position of their controls and so on. They do need to allow for Coriolis.
Tell me you don't know what Coriolis is without telling me.
I think he just did.
Okay, let's first do it this way. First of all, I'm happy you...
Isn't that something you get on your scalp? Like, is that dandruff? Coriolis? That's what it sounds like. I'm serious. That's funny. I thought it was rifling that did that. I thought when you fire a gun, it was the rifling in the barrel that caused it to turn and actually draw to a certain direction. That's why you had that. I didn't know it had anything to do with Coriolis. Coriolis, as far as I know, I don't remember learning that in high school, but maybe I did and I just don't remember. But honestly, I don't remember that word until recently being used in science.
Okay.
I can give it to you in an analogy. Imagine you're on a roundabout, because Nathan Oakley loves doing this, and it's hilarious when he does it. You're on a roundabout, and you're talking to the guy in the airplane, and you're like, Major Tom, this is ground control. I'm spinning on a non-inertial turning reference frame. You need to adjust for what I see.
Yeah, well, the funniest thing that was when Wolfie says, yeah, he accounts for Coriolis. And then we ask you, okay, show us. I can't. Yeah, because you can't account for Coriolis. Coriolis effect is simply you observing an optical effect on the non-inertial reference frame. That would be the moving Earth, watching the plane seeming to deviate in the inertial reference frame. So you, on the plane, do not observe Coriolis because you are in the inertial reference frame. And he's literally fighting for Coriolis now in the inertial reference frame, showing that he doesn't know what Coriolis is. And that's just part 2. Part 1 was when he says, yeah, they don't take their curve into account. Great! So no curve then. Horizontal. Congratulations. Proto 34.
Okay, the debate's over. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the debate's over.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'm just laughing at all Baldy defenders in chat.
Yeah.
I haven't been reading it.
Do you know when you defend a dumb Baldy, you look even shorter?
I'm not reading the damn chat. I should be. Good night. I'm sorry.
Exactly, Nathan.
How do I get back over there?
But exactly, Nathan can correct for an illusion. This is how idiotic it gets. I've still got the ballers fighting with me about that one thread that I put up where the guy says Coriolis effect creates typhoons and hurricanes. They're still telling me that I don't know the difference, what it is. It's crazy.
But that effect is so small that it's lost amongst all the other little adjustments they make for air buffeting and so on.
Yeah, drifting of air is a real thing because it's a physical force. The air actually forces itself on you. And guess what? That means
thermodynamics does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, guess what? That means there's a surface to hit upon, correct? So there's pressure. Something these guys want to throw away to have pressure, so it's a bit difficult to have your drift of the aeroplane because of wind, not the Earth curve, So he's actually conceded another thing. No Coriolis then. It's not Earth spin. No Velcroed Atmo. Yeah.
It's actually the thermosphere, isn't it? The sun moves around over the Earth, and it heats up the air, and that heating of the air causes it to rise, and the cold air takes its place, and it causes wind. Isn't that how it works?
Weather systems. Yeah, weather systems.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me, right?
Sounds about right.
I'm just making sure we don't disagree on anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just goofing around.
You know what's actually funny? I think this is one thing that, because we always get the people asking the pilots, is the Earth flat? And they say yes. Maybe they should start asking the pilots, do you account for Coriolis? And I promise you they're all going to look at you like you're crazy.
Don't be like, dude, I go with the same map you do, except it's actually a map of the actual size, the perfect sizes of the Earth. It's not one of those fake ones that you guys look at school.
Well, don't ask them if they account for Coriolis. Ask them if they account for the ground turning beneath them.
Yeah.
And that
About my coffee. About asking them. Could you imagine their faces? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
I can imagine all the people that are going to go and do this, and it's going to be really funny them trying to talk to the pilot and getting in trouble because, how the security's been lately. That seems funny to me.
Nathan just sent us
It's a little
something to
crazy.
play.
Well, you can only throw a ball in a straight line. It appears in your eyes to be bending.
Yeah, guys, please pay attention to this.
Right, so we're all agreeing here the ball curved in midair. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Here, as you are throwing this ball, you can only throw a ball in a straight line. Can I clear that up straight away? Yes. Even though it appears in your eyes to be bending. So you throw the ball straight, it's still going straight, but the table is moving below you. And all of a sudden, look who's in front of that straight moving ball, and it looks like it's bent off to the right.
It's an optical illusion, in other words, guys. It's all optical.
Very good. I agree.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, this can be demonstrated time and time again. Oh, look, Mr. Sensible is in. Hey, Mr. Sensible.
Oh, is it in the house?
Yeah. So far we've got you to concede that there's no curve to account for. You don't understand what Coriolis is because you think Coriolis is taken into account by airplanes. So not a good start, mate, just to let you know.
Sorry about that. Let's just carry on.
Not that there's anything wrong with you believing that. If you want to, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that.
Railroad tracks and bridges. Whenever a railroad track or bridge is constructed, none of it ever accounts for any curvature of the Earth, even when built over water.
When building railroad tracks, they account for dips and valleys by building bridges over them. They account for hills by making cuttings through them. They account for mountains by drilling tunnels through them. They account for the curve of the Earth by just following the same elevation.
So no drop in. No drop in.
He hasn't conceded for anything. He wants to debate you on it.
Michael, you've been, how long were you in the train industry?
10 years.
Yeah, and was there any curve
No.
accounted?
No.
What would happen if you come on a slope more than 2 degrees?
Smooth wheels on smooth track. Yeah, just slide.
Wow.
We'll just slide.
Runaway train. I think that's what you call it, right?
Exactly.
Well,
What's up, guys?
Hey, Dislord.
He wants to debate.
Damn, he got a lot of balls behind him.
He does. He loves balls.
Whenever they're calculating Earth curve, it is a negative altitude, right, or elevation that they're calculating. Their horizon exists below surface level in their mathematics. All you have to do is go to Metabunk or any curve calculator. There is a level plane. The Earth curve happens below it. It is a negative elevation, and he just said that there is no elevation drop, so he just denied the curvature of Earth.
Exactly.
Good job, Mr. Sensible.
Exactly. Well, let's try and explain this to do you understand, Mr. Sensible? On your ball, every tangent from your feet, or in this case from the train, will be away. That means it will go down. Okay, that means it goes away from you. So you'd be on the highest point on your sphere. So if you're going to be at a new zenith angle, as you put it, the elevation would change because you'd be at a different angle. So you would be going down from your last angle. You get it? So you're throwing away your curve. No curve? Yeah, no sphere. Congratulations. Welcome to Flat Earth.
So the Earth is an octagon.
It's locally flat. So he literally says they don't account for Earth curve in his own words because he says they just follow the floor, the elevation. Congratulations. So it's flat then.
Number 5. Weather balloons and submarines. They never account for the motion or the curvature of the Earth in their official navigations.
Weather balloons just drift around in the air. Submarines travel through the water. Both the air and the water are rotating with the spherical Earth.
Oh, Globiolus, guys. Velcro Atmo.
Wow.
Didn't he just claim that there was a
Coriolis.
non-inertial and inertial reference frames? Now he's saying there's just one?
Exactly. He claimed Coriolis. Now he's saying they are Atmo together. They're Velcro together. How do you get Coriolis with a Velcro together reference? Then you got one reference frame, not two.
Walking oxymorons. Themselves.
I can't believe that. I mean, this is the level of rebuttal we get from these people. They don't even understand the arguments they're presenting to us. Yeah, it's definitely begging the question fallacy of the drift of 15 pollutants. He's begging the question fallacy that denies drift at 15 degrees per hour. Yeah, we've been through this how many times, these guys. When you claim Globiolus, you don't have drift. That means no Coriolis at all. When you claim Coriolis, that would be drift, but then no Velcroed atmosphere to them. So
Nope,
yeah,
that's
it's
Coriolis. Baldy saying, what's not Coriolis? It's just what you said. We're talking about what you were talking about.
It's suffering from Baldiolus.
Baldiolus.
Mr. Sensible has been explained many, many times. The Coriolis effect is based on two reference frames. You in the non-inertial reference frame, observing the aeroplane in this instance in the inertial reference frame seeming to deviate. It's not actually deviating. It's only seeming to deviate as you in the separate reference frame, the non-inertial reference frame, moving underneath it. So it gives a curved apparent path. Not physical, apparent path. Now, what you just claimed is the atmosphere, that would be the non-inertial reference frame, that because you need two reference frames for Coriolis to effect to work, to be as one reference frame. In other words, it's Velcroed to the ground. That means there wouldn't be Coriolis effect. So either you have it or you don't.
Mr. Nonsensible.
Yeah, Mr. Nonsensible is looked like it. You can't have one or the other. You can't have both. You either have one or the other.
Number 6. Gravity. Theory. Here is the website for the explanation, because it's only a theory.
Oh, this is my favourite one.
Sorry?
I have a problem with the flat earther claiming gravity is a theory.
Yeah, but
because you're in. No, it's not.
It's a theory.
It doesn't matter what you call something.
It sure does.
Hold on a sec. Let me explain why. You are strictly within the context of natural science when you are discussing cause and effect relationships, such as gravity claims to do. Theories must be built on what's known and hypothesis. It is not a theory.
Yeah, but he did give a citation that says it, because I've seen that citation as well that says it's only a theory. But what makes a theory? What makes a scientific theory, though?
Hypothesis testing.
Exactly.
So So where's the hypothesis
That's
to
my
claim
point.
it's a theory?
That's my point. There's no hypothesis, scientific hypothesis for gravity, and there's never been, because it's not science. So they can't really claim it as a theory. They can just say it's colloquial theory, but that's about it. Not a scientific theory, though.
Only are you wrong, but you're totally incorrect. Now I realise that that's technically the same thing, but it's such a biggie that I thought it was worth mentioning twice. What's more, we're going to look at that one at the end of the video. Don't miss it.
Ooh, okay.
If he's not going to say anything else, I'll agree with him that individual was wrong for calling it a theory.
Yeah, if that's what he's meaning, but he's not calling it a theory, he's calling it a law. I think that's what he's going to be doing. Oh, he didn't. No, that's all he said. He just said it's wrong. Still sticking with him on that?
I've agreed with Mr. Sensible twice in this video.
That's amazing.
Number 7. The Earth predates the Sun. Therefore, Earth does not revolve around the Sun, and thus we are not tilted at 23.5 degrees.
This would be what is known as a wild-ass assertion. It's based on the biblical Genesis account of creation. In fact, the entire solar system, that's the Earth, all the planets and the Sun, all coalesced from one single spinning cloud of gas.
Oh, the irony. Telling us we are making a huge assumption. What did you just do? What did you just do? By the way, your assumption from this coalition of gas, where did it come from?
Can you observe it and can you test it?
No, but how does nothing create itself? Where did the so-called gas come from, and then this energy for this dense globe just to all of a sudden expand into the universe we know? It violates the first law of thermodynamics. No energy can be created. Yeah?
Nothing would survive going through the Van Allen belts if that shit was even true that something could break through.
Right, but when you're talking about God, you're not constraining yourself to natural law like the first law. So, and their story has to fall in with natural law, which it doesn't. So the biblical account holds more weight, and yeah. So it is not as much of a baseless assertion to say the Earth predates the Sun as it is to say what he just said.
Exactly. He's making. That's what I said. It's just actually hypocritical because he's doing exactly the same thing. He's making an assertion, and we're making an assertion. Which one is correct? Well, we can know ours is not violating the first law of thermodynamics like theirs is. So I think I would rather go with the one that's not violating the first law of thermodynamics. Thank you. Faciality, thank you very much for your $2 super chat. He says, is that Mr. Sensible or Mr. Magoo cartoon? Thank you for your super chat, man. Really appreciate you coming in.
At the same time. And as for the Earth tilting at 23.5 degrees, you're going to have to explain why the Sun varies between 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south.
That's simple. Location. It's all got to do with a triangle measured to it, remember? How did they get these angular measurements, guys, to the Sun? Would that be a horizontal baseline, as we put it? An elevation angle? Yeah. It's weird how they don't think before they talk.
A tilt of the Earth explains it perfectly.
What? A tilt of the Earth
You got to that like a second before me, Flatzoid. That was 23.5 degrees. How do you even get a degree measurement from a curved surface? You don't.
Exactly. It's crazy. You don't. And it's, what's an angle? That's the whole point. You're measuring an angle. So you're using it flat. Everything they do is based first flat, and then they calculate their beloved belief of a globe on flat measurements, which is insane. Hey, Indio. Good to see you, mate. Oh, number 8. We're actually getting through this video quite quickly, to be honest. I don't think we're going to go through so quickly.
Great. Even,
yeah?
I was just going to say, even orbital mechanics refers to the plane of reference, right? So when they invoke their orbits, they're basing that on a plane of reference.
Yeah. And then they invoke pi r squared, which is circular, and they need elliptical orbits. So they can't even get that right. I mean, how do they get this radius? Based on a flat measurement, as you said. It's crazy.
A flat plane of any variety cannot exist on a curved ball.
Au contraire, my little chuff nugget. The Earth is big, really big, and as part of that big sphere, you can have areas that are flat. Actually,
then it's not a sphere.
No.
Then it's not a sphere.
That is right. Yeah, there is no flat spots on a sphere. He doesn't understand geometry on a basic level. If they're, no matter how big you make a sphere, if it's curving, it is ipso facto not flat.
It's not flat, no matter where. It's curving the same amount in every direction. It's ridiculous to say it's flat in places.
Would you? So we can say like the Bolivian salt flats, for instance. Is he saying that's the flat part on their sphere Earth? And we can go and demonstrate bottom obstruction on this flat surface that they say is not curved. So therefore debunking their claim that bottom obstruction is only based on curve. Correct? I mean, there's a lot of flat places on Earth that totally go against their model. As in, like, crazy. I mean, even here with us, we got what we call the platteland. It's called flatlands for a reason. Because it's so flat. Wow.
Actually, as part of a really small sphere you can. Have a look at this.
Show me where it's flat on there, guys. Can anybody show me where it's flat on this?
What he's getting ready to do is zoom in on a segment of that basketball and magnify it to a point where that instrument can no longer detect the amount of curvature the basketball has. That does not change the fact that it is still not flat.
Exactly. We have places on Earth that is measured flat. Gonna say again, thank you, Andrew Johnson, for the 4,000 kilometers of horizontal baseline measurements. So yeah, if they would ever understand what horizontal means someday, maybe people can get somewhere.
It's a close-up of a basketball. Looks pretty flat to me.
Wow.
That looked flat to you guys?
Didn't look flat to me at all.
What?
Tons of curves in it.
That's insane. I think he needs to get his eyes checked.
And then some.
Yeah.
To me.
How's it going?
Good himself.
Number 9. It's called
Number 9.
sea level and not sea curve.
Yes, level, denoting that no point is higher than any other. Your eyes are at eye level. Now, if you walk along and walk over a hump, do your eyes maintain the same height above the surface of the Earth? Yes, they do. Always at eye level.
What?
What's he on about that?
Okay. I had the same problem with Mark and Ember on the debate with MDD as well. Oh wow. This is so hard for these guys to understand. I don't know why.
Did he just claim that eye level is always the same elevation no matter what elevation you're at?
Yeah. Okay.
He might be retarded.
Might be.
Oh, he's completely retarded. He's beyond coming back from it.
Okay, guys. Let's say this is a mountain, as they put it. Okay. What is this? This is sea level.
Yeah.
Now we place level like that. That would be parallel to the horizontal, to the horizon. That's level. Why? No part's higher or lower than the other. It's horizontal. It's flat. It's smooth. Now, they saying this point is the same height as this point, as the same height as this point, so therefore it's level, but curved at the same time. That's how stupid their argument is. Because they don't understand this mountain is not level. Your baseline is level to the horizon. It's parallel. What's a synonyms for level? Horizontal, flat,
Straight,
not curved. And even if you have to push their curve level, I thought they lived on a geoid, correct?
Yeah, and a blade spheroid.
Yeah, let's quickly look how a geoid looks for them.
Which you can't get R on, and they always claim R.
Yeah, this is a geoid. Tell me, is every part in this exactly the same to the center of Earth?
No.
So even on their own definition, it's not level.
Yeah.
Did NASA get this memo? Because they have not released one single picture that looks like that.
It would be more believable if they did.
But that's the thing, they can't get their story straight. They can't decide what the hell's going on with the globe. The geoid is the shape that the ocean surface would take under the influence of the gravity of Earth, including gravitational attraction and Earth's rotation, and other influences such as winds and blah blah blah. It's insane. So no, it's definitely not a sphere, even in your model, guys. It's a geoid. So it won't have the same level, even at your definition that is wrong.
Number 10. The Danyang Kunshan Bridge, Grand Bridge in China, one of the longest, if not the longest bridge in the world, confirmed no curvature of the Earth recorded during its construction of 102.4 miles long, which was constructed in June 2011.
Look, you total arse biscuit, the bridge is built at a certain height, say 5 metres above the surface of the water.
Why is he getting so triggered?
Yeah, arse biscuit.
I'll tell you why. Because if they're not accounting for curvature, level is flat.
Exactly.
That's why he's mad.
And he's conceding it. They built it 5 meters. What? 5 meters above sea level, right through. So flat then.
I bet Baldy's not sleeping tonight.
He's in chat there, laughing his ass off anyway.
Yeah, he has to. It's all the cognitive dissonance. It's all the pain.
Yeah.
It maintains.
I must have been going through this video very quickly though, much quicker than anticipated. But I mean,
well, he should feel good I agree with him on 2 points he made.
Yeah.
You know, 2 out of 10 ain't bad.
No, that's quite good.
For a Glober, that's like way beyond
brilliant.
the curve.
Yeah.
The genius Glober. He's still retarded though. He's still retarded, but he's a genius Glober.
Yeah, the ellipsoid, exactly, Indio. The geoid is what's supposed to be. The ellipsoid is only a consideration model to make things easier. The geoid is your actual shape of your so-called sphere, guys. So don't throw your geoid away because you want your ellipsoid. It just makes it worse.
Remains 5 metres above the surface of the water, no matter how the water is curving around a sphere. Give me strength.
We have mean sea level for sea level and 0 elevation due to the oceans being different elevations. Mean sea level means 0 degrees.
Wow.
So how do you have 0 degrees with different elevations?
Well, you know, that's the funny thing. When you say level is curving, you throw away the plane of reference for orbital mechanics. You throw away celestial navigation using eye level for your sextant. Like, you throw away everything just to keep the belief you're on a ball. Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's just crazy.
But it shows you the mental gymnastics they need to go through to keep their belief alive, though.
Yeah, it's showing and himself there, Mr. Sensible.
Mr. Nonsensible.
10 very simple reasons with your open mind. Earth is land. Earth is not CGI. Earth is not a ball.
I think what you've given us is 10 simple reasons why flat earthers require someone to cut the sharp corners off of marshmallows. Hello? Oh, number 6, gravity. Thanks for reminding me.
Number 6.
Oh, he's going back to number 6. Yeah?
I agreed with him on 2 of them. Now he's getting ready to mess one of them up. He should have just shut up.
Yeah.
Well, you did say if he just says no and leaves it, now he's gone back to it.
I just want to know what kind of marshmallows he's eating.
Yeah, I've never seen a curved, a square pointed marshmallow before. I don't know if you guys get different type of marshmallows where you are, but us, it's never pointy.
Well, yeah, they don't have any sharp edges, that's for sure. Maybe he's chewing on glass. Keep it up, Mr. Sensible.
Gravity. Theory. Here is the website for the explanation, because it's only a theory.
Well, let's leave aside the total misunderstanding or misrepresentation of a theory being a hunch. Your research is as stupid as Thicky McStupid deciding to play Russian roulette with a fully loaded machine gun.
While he's still getting triggered. Thank you, Rachie. Being a member of 1 month, King Rooster, gravity is not a force. Exactly. Welcome, Rachie. Good to see you.
Sensible claims that all elevations from the centre of Earth.
But
how can something pull something if it doesn't have force?
Exactly.
All elevation is from sea level.
Yep.
That's how you, not center of Earth.
Exactly.
No. Sea level, he doesn't know what words mean at this point. Maybe he's drunk.
Or high.
He's drunk on loving himself, man.
It's called mean sea level for a reason.
Let's have a look at your website. Gravity. It's only a theory. Textbook disclaimers are down but not out. This satirical look at only a theory disclaimers imagines what might happen if advocate... Can you read? Do you understand, words? It says satirical. If you're still not sure, let's have a look at the last paragraph on this webpage. Finally, the mere name Universal Theory of Gravity or Theory of Universal Gravity, the secularists like to use confusing language, has a distinctly socialist ring to it. The core idea of to each according to his weight, from each according to his mass, is communist.
This is the same question I asked Mark. What is mass? Since Mr. Sensible is in chat, what is mass? Because Mark couldn't get it right. He ended up explaining...
Come join us on Ellemnet.
Yeah, he ended
Come on
up...
in here.
He ended up explaining mass as density.
It's Mr. Sensible, the link's at the top, man.
The link is, if you want to join, Mr. Sensible. Just click it, come in Element, more than welcome to come chat. Because I'd like to know if you know what mass is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be Thicky McThick or whatever with a machine gun playing Russian roulette. I want you to explain to me what mass is, please.
There is no reason that gravity should apply to the just and the unjust equally, and the saved should have relief from such universalism. If we have universal gravity now, then universal healthcare will be sure to follow. I'm gobsmacked. I have never seen anything so fail in all my life. Now, you said something earlier on about medication, didn't you?
Have you taken?
Yeah, gravity,
thank
curve,
God.
and globe.
You know what?
Yeah?
Thank God that he didn't approach the topic of whether it is a theory or a law. I'm going to have to say he held strong with 2 agreements from me, that was a dumb article.
Yeah.
That was a bad citation. So I will give that to him. Good job, Mr. Sensible.
Yep. Too bad that he didn't attack it though, because I don't think he will be able to understand if it's a law or a theory. Yeah, that actually begs, should we ask him? He's in chat now. So, Mr. Sensible, since you didn't actually address it, you addressed that it was just a dumb citation. Do you think that gravity is a theory, a scientific theory, or a law?
Mr. Sensible, you do not have to answer that. Just stick with the fact that you're right, that was a dumb citation, and you're doing good.
He said massive stuff. Can't join tonight.
No, mass is not stuff, mate. What stuff? You have to be a bit more, how can I say, concise than that.
Your medication today.
Well, here's some medication for you. It's bum butter. It might help with all the butt hurt you just had. Till next time, stay sensible.
That was actually very funny. Thank you, Mr. Sensible. I enjoyed that video.
Yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny.
I want some of this bum butter.
Yeah, where'd you get that stuff from, man?
Somebody say bumper clot?
Yeah, bumper clot.
Michael wants some, yeah.
Bum butter. Bum butter on toast.
No, that's a Jamaican saying. Bumper clot.
Bumper clot.
So we actually went through it quite quickly. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So what are you guys' thoughts on that? I know John was very, very impressed. He got two agreements, so he's very impressed.
Yeah, I was tickled to death with him. I was like, man, this guy is learning. He's like 1/5 of the way there. 20% intelligence increase from normal behavior. This is unprecedented. I think he needs an award.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely the smartest kid in special ed, for sure.
The not so shystery award.
Bobby Steele says, "Nice work, Sensible. You always own the flat so easily."
I still think Mr. Sensible is a flat earther, guys.
Of course he is.
He has to be. I mean, he's throwing away his curve. He doesn't want to address gravity because he knows as soon as he addresses it, there is no gravity. And he literally just said no curve taken into account with the multiple times. So yeah, and Coriolis as well. Congratulations. So he's flat earther, guys. Zoid, let's hook up and arrange a debate again. Yeah, we should do it maybe sometime. It'll be funny.
Do a short little pre-debate right now.
Yeah, he says he can't make it. He says he can't make it tonight, unfortunately.
Oh, what does he have? Else does he have to do?
Sitting,
a little 5-10 minute warm up, you know.
Sit in the chat. You know, they need people to help them in the background, or they need to have a script to work off of. So can't come in short notice. You know, how else will they have anything?
Yeah. The debate topic should be Globe Earth on trial.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That title just triggered me.
But that wasn't the title though. I showed the email. The email was Globe Earth versus Flat Earth. They changed.
No, even if you look at their thumbnail, like it came up in my YouTube search the other day. On the thumbnail, it still says FE versus Globe.
Yeah, they changed it recently.
The subject heading says, FE versus Globe, Flat Earth on trial.
Yeah,
they added it in.
They added it in. That's what I was like when you were saying it. I didn't want to say anything on the stream. I was like, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I read it wrong. But when we went with the after show, when we read it, it literally says on my email, Flat Earth versus Globe Earth.
Yeah, they changed it last minute. Even what was it? Look Haskins. He said it in one of his vids as well.
Do you know the best thing about it though? Last 2 times it's actually been in court, Globe failed.
Oh yeah, because they don't have anything.
Well, the best thing they can hope for is to debunk the basis for their model if they debunk flat Earth. So
yeah,
that's interesting. Let's see where this goes.
But yeah, Mr. Sensible, we definitely have to set up a time sometime First, I mentioned earlier in chat an idea about making a simulation of RDD in a game engine. If you can get it right, that'll be very interesting. Unreal Engine should maybe be able to work doing this. But how are you going to work the physics out? Because as far as I know, it works with like gravity and stuff.
What works with gravity?
No, I'm saying Unreal Engine, their physics, they have the G component. So you can actually just change the G component if you... I don't know how you can do it though.
Just turn to A, acceleration. That's done.
Wait, hold on. So, like in video games, the clouds are always falling on you?
Yeah, they're not... wow. Well, what does Stalin them claim again with clouds, guys?
Yeah, I hate it when I have helium grenades.
Did you see the latest video from Execrate? He really is obsessed with the word impulse and gas go down, go boom boom. But it's good to have you guys. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the likes and share the show. Really does help to get it to a wider audience.
Well, you know, Chicken Little was a anti-flat earther. That's why he went around telling everybody the sky was falling.
Did he use the Della dish experiment?
John's on fire today.
John's always on fire, to be honest.
Furious Firth has replied, Flatzoid.
I use Unity, but you don't have to use their physics. You can write your own physics or movement calculations. Oh, wow. Yeah, if you can get that right, it'll be great. Actually, it would be cool if you can
invent stuff just like the Globers do?
Yeah. You can invent stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, though, when it comes to computer games and stuff, why is all the mappings always flat?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love Minecraft. It's an anti-Glober game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because the curvature that they claim in those games as well is based on your eye level above the surface level.
And it's flat.
Now, what is that? Yeah, well, it has to be. But the eye level and the surface level and that differential, when you turn that sideways and you calculate it below the horizontal plane that you're standing on, you get this nice Rayleigh criterion curve of disillusionment at the horizon.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful model, but they just use it wrong and draw a tangent line and say that's Earth curve. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but they love to hijack optics and call it physical. I can't believe we went through that video so quickly, guys. This is probably the quickest video we've gone through.
True.
If you guys want to, Global Mom did a response to my video. If you guys want to watch that, maybe I haven't watched it yet because it was premiering when we started the show.
After what she's just said in chat.
Yeah, let's go check. Global Mom.
Global Mom?
Yeah, she's obsessed with me for some reason.
She got it. She got a little.
Is this the one that just has the cartoon standing there when she's talking?
Yeah, it's that one with the indoctrination logo. Okay.
She want a piece.
Okay, let's check.
I want to take a second and talk to you about bigotry.
Oh my.
Oh dearie dear.
Yeah. Okay, we don't need to watch her long intro because it's. But look at that logo, guys. What shouts out to you when you see this logo?
Indoctrination.
Yeah, brainwashment.
I think she might
globe brain.
She might need to think of changing her logo because that screams bigotry. By the way, the logo alone.
That's an awful logo.
We can only hope and pray that child becomes a flat earther, can't we?
Yeah.
Well, by default, you're born a flat earther. You get indoctrinated to become a glober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Yes, you heard that clip correctly from the end of Flatzoid's response to this video. But I will address that blatant ad hom at the end of this video.
Ad hom? By saying bigotry is an ad hom. Wow. No, it's because you are a bigot. You literally said that... should we go and quickly watch the end of my video quickly? Because it's very specific why I called it bigotry. I don't think they know what bigotry is, by the way. Flatzoid.
Is her real name Karen? Just curious.
I have no idea. You never know.
There's guys on the internet using the word bigot. I'm gonna make a video.
Flat earthers like Flatzoid seem to take ignorance to the Dunning-Kruger
Okay, that's a roundabout
or
joke.
education, the state of being ignorant. Not everyone knows the same things or how to do the same things, which makes us all ignorant at one time or another.
Okay, listen to what she's going to say now, guys. Listen what she's going to say now.
However, flat earthers like Flatzoid seem to take ignorance to the Dunning-Kruger level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of gaining new knowledge, understanding, or education, they just prefer to plug their ears, close their eyes, and claim their reality is true reality.
Hey guys, it's Chris.
That's what they do.
That's bigotry.
Exactly what they do.
That's bigotry.
Projection.
It's projection. Yeah, it's bigotry.
Stereotype fallacy.
Yeah. So
no, but Flatzoid's right. It is bigotry.
Mhm.
They have a belief system, and because we challenge it, we got Dunning-Kruger.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just like that Mark guy the other day. Everything he pointed out you and Flat Earthers doing wrong, in that debate was exactly what he was doing the whole fucking stream nonstop.
Exactly.
He was talking about himself without even having a clue.
There's no need for that language.
But you understand, that's
We
what
call
bigotry...
that.
But I'm saying you see
Isn't
that's
this Dunning-Kruger
I
invented
don't
by
know
Boers?
if
Oh,
that's fair
sorry.
to call it bigotry. It's more globe jitsu. When you take the shovel and you hit yourself in the face with it before your opponent can get in the ring, and then you can claim victory.
No, but she is a bigot. She's proud of it. She literally thinks I'm sure you said before that it's child abuse to teach our children flat Earth. So
Yep.
yeah, that's bigotry.
However, for right now, let's dive in and see what he says from the start. Flat earthers like Flatzoid seem to take ignorance to the Dunning-Kruger level.
That was Globomom. This is... wow.
Welcome, everyone. I hopped on YouTube this morning and found this community post from Flatzoid. So right from the start, my logo is indoctrination. Oh, the irony.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is indoctrination.
It's so wrong.
You've literally put a globe in a child's head.
Yeah, that's so stupid. It's almost as offensive as the T-shirt your avatar is wearing.
By definition...
I think you should be cancelled.
Yeah, by definition, that's indoctrination.
This is a natural brain on my logo.
Well, hold on. This is the interesting part because indoctrination requires authority to control someone's thoughts, right?
Exactly.
So a school can indoctrinate, parents can indoctrinate. I want to know, Flatzoid, who are you indoctrinating at this moment?
I have no idea. I'm not pushing anything on anybody.
Yeah, you don't have the authority to make someone think a certain way, do you?
No.
No, no one does. Only yourself.
Well, no,
Oh, I thought this was an indoctrination class. Darn.
If anyone was to say Flatside was pushing anything, and let's not say that's true, but the only thing he could be pushing in people's eyes other than Flat Earth, would be Christianity. So it depends how you look at it. Is he pushing it? Is he not? Or is he just mentioning it?
But I don't force it on anybody, do I?
No,
Apparently, I'm Flatzoid's boss, so I guess it falls on my toes.
Speaking of boss, you forgot to pay me.
Well,
The check is in the mail.
The only people that she could accuse Flatzoid of indoctrinating is his own children because he has authority over them.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So that would be the limits.
Well, let's put it this way: if I wanted to indoctrinate my children, I would take them out of school. I would not let them watch any TV. I wouldn't let them talk about anything. I mean, come on. I let my children go through exactly the same stuff I've gone through. I let them make their own decisions. And that's how it works. People come to logical deductions on their own. I don't force flat Earth onto them. I don't force glowed Earth onto them. Nothing. I just let them know that what you're seeing on TV, this space monkey or whatever, it's a story. That's it. I don't force them to believe it or not to believe it. My son loves space. He loves dinosaurs, for instance. Do I go and tell him, oh, not allowed to watch that, it's just nonsense, blah blah blah? No, because I'm not a bigot. I'm not in for indoctrination.
Look at even the background on her stupid show. She's in a spaceship.
With a NASA shirt.
Come on. Yeah. And she even beamed you up, man. I would sue.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. Well, as you can see, we've got Globomom on, and she's trying to debunk a comment I made, apparently. Please do sit back. Let's enjoy it as we go through with her and see how the Dunning-Kruger effect is actually from her side. Enjoy.
Are you sure about that?
Why do we get plagued with these stupid questions? One single question no flat earther can answer. Where does the sun go at night? Yep, something as simple as a sunset baffles you guys. Night is simply absence of the daylight, aka the sun moves away and the limited light can only reach so far. Maybe stop a king stupid questions and people might take you seriously. To be clear, he meant asking, not a king. Apparently, he had issues with his eyes this morning and let spell check do its thing and didn't bother to proofread it.
Good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming. What a start. Yeah, I'm a bit blind, so I can't see anything tonight, like as in hardly anything. But what I do see is one thing. Notice behind me is a horizon higher than the ship, guys.
Yeah. And if anyone worries, Flatzoid didn't fall off that day.
No. Sort of what's going on? Very blurry, but I do see. But it's good to have you all.
You were able to see enough to read the comment and respond to it. Just saying. Also, AKA is not the right phrase of words to use in that context, but I'll forgive him since English is not his first language.
Did you just hear what the argument was?
So Glober Mom and Grammar Nazi. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's got GPS syndrome.
Hey, don't give her a hard time. She didn't major on the minors. She give you a little shit over the minor. Oh, pardon my French.
Yeah.
But yeah, ain't too bad. Like it, is English your first language?
I'm bilingual. I was brought up English and Afrikaans. Mom Afrikaans, dad English.
Right, but the way...
But I think in Afrikaans. Let's put it that way. I think in Afrikaans and I translate to English. So I'm more Afrikaans than English.
So she was forgiving of that minor she was majoring on at that moment. So...
Yeah.
The following comment was posted under this community post.
Flatzoid, you should stay away from any topic that could involve science. It's very clear that you are not in the slightest interested in figuring out how things work. Quote, night is absence of the daylight. Technically true, but here in Norway, the north anyway, we have 24-hour sun. Is there not night here then?
Don't.
Quote.
Sunlight.
Really?
24-hour sunlight.
No, they don't.
Where is this? Hold on,
Daylight.
where is this?
Daylight.
Scandinavia, it's 2 countries away from me, man. We got the same fucking everything. They might be a little closer to the center or whatever. But, no way. They don't have that. They don't have
daylight.
that.
It's just the daylight. And
yeah.
but
the Norwegians seem to come with some of the stupidest things in these flat earth chats. It's a lot of the times Norwegians claiming something ridiculous about their weather or sun and shit.
But don't worry, I even got a video on here where I'm showing a guy on a boat in in the waters in Scandinavia, and you see the twilight without the sun.
Yeah.
But the claim is the sun, the angle to the sun is approaching the horizon to the point it can no longer be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need a flat Earth at that angle, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You might need to do the explaining here.
But also notice, the sun is not science. It's very simple to understand.
Only reach so far, unquote. Then how far? Light is a subject that we know very much about, so range should be very well known. How far does quote-unquote daylight? We could also get into the source of daylight, but you've already stated that quote-unquote perhaps daylight does not come from the sun. Gotta be careful not to claim anything, right? These quote-unquote answers...
Into the break, exactly. That AK usage was correct, Flatzoid. I know. I didn't even respond to it because there was nothing to respond to. She was just outright wrong. The AKA was used correct.
She's just claiming.
That's what I say. All she does is actually just read comments and thinks that's somehow debunking something.
That you graciously provide to our questions are just ramblings from ignorance.
Global, the sun is a star. What we see in this... Oh, really? Prove it's a star. Please go ahead. Prove it. Not just use your narrative that's taught to you that it's a star.
Is a star gas in a vacuum that's compressing into other elements?
Yeah, it's
is that what they think a star is?
It's supposed to be plasma, yeah. A star's supposed to be plasma, hot plasma, coalescing on itself in a vacuum.
In a vacuum, right? Yeah. But is that gas behavior?
No, plasma's not a gas anymore, though. But it starts off as
irrelevant
gas, and then it becomes plasma because of fusion.
Right. They claim it's a nebulous cloud that condenses in a vacuum to become a star that turns to plasma, which is a combustion. Right. But it still starts out as a nebulous gas that's not expanding into the available volume. That's a problem.
That's a huge problem. But then again, everything about their model has a problem that they don't understand.
Wow, how observant of you. Since this community post was about comments, reading them is partly required. But, as you will show, nope, not jumping ahead. Oh, and if all I do is read comments, why did you slow it down to make it longer than what it actually was?
I didn't slow it down, I changed the pitch. It's exactly the same. I didn't slow it down, I just changed the pitch. So it sounds like a guy's voice to make it a bit more exciting. Because Dust and Bones is a guy.
Maybe she was right. Maybe she was right, and she was responding to what you're saying in this stream about their model having problems, and she was saying how observant that was instead of talking about what we're talking about now.
But I love how she makes the claim though that I slowed it down. I didn't slow anything down. It's changing the pitch. You can do this on DaVinci Resolve. You keep the speed exactly the same. The tempo is the same. You just change the pitch of the voice. I could have made it squeaky as well if I wanted to. Make it sound like a chipmunk.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt that you did it to extend the length of the video. Flatzoid's Dunning-Kruger came out per usual in this reply.
You serious?
Firstly, that's not science, so you are stuck in a category error. Not a very good start for your argument, especially if you are trying to ad hom me, lol. Anyway, the time zones are set to the sun's path based on GMT, so claiming it's night does not make it so. Noun, Britannica Dictionary definition of nighttime. The time of darkness between one day and the next. The time of day when no light from the sun can be seen. I do not need to provide how far or anything as the question was about where the sun goes at night. It was answered. If you have claims on distance and so forth, then that is your burden, not mine. So next time, don't go and project your ignorance on to me.
I am not in the mind of the commenter who said ramblings of ignorance, hence why I said it may have been, but I somehow am projecting. Okay, whatever floats your boat, Flatzoid. Okay, let's address Flatzoid's points one at a time. Firstly, that's not science, so you are stuck in a category error. Not a very good start for your argument, especially if you are trying to ad hom me, lol. Since Flatzoid used the Britannica dictionary, I will be using that for any and all definitions. Let's take a look at what it states the definition of science
All or
is.
nothing fallacy.
Science.
All or nothing fallacy right there.
Uh-huh.
I'll be using the Britannica for everything now. That's all or nothing fallacy.
Just because I used the Britannica dictionary. But that didn't bother me though. But look at her her own reference she puts up debunks herself. She doesn't get it.
I'm still laughing about the you slowing it down part. If you actually did that, you know, it would be way slower because you would have to go so slow to get that male voice out of her voice. You know, and you would not even. It would take an hour.
You just
she just said about am I supposed to be psychic? So
it would just be like, you know, it would be horrible.
You ad homed him off the comment by saying you tried to get a longer video off of it.
Yeah.
So if you didn't, you made something of it. That was the point.
Yeah.
It would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger in slow motion.
But the thing about the definitions, right, and taking all terms from the Britannica is that you get really close to an epistemological fallacy because the word that you're using in context may be taken from a different source or cited from a different place at any point in time. If she wants to know the definition of a particular word, she should ask you to cite it within the argument.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that she can just then take every word you say and relate it back to the Encyclopedia Britannica is asinine.
Yeah, but it's fine. I didn't mind that because everything she brought up anyway made my point. I mean, look at this. Science, any system of knowledge that's concerned with physical world and its phenomena that entails unbiased observations and systematic experimentation. So, how do you have experimentation for the sun? Can anybody tell me this?
You can't.
How do you manipulate the sun?
You can't. All you can do is observe.
So it's not science then?
Go up there and rub it the right way.
Genie in the bottle.
Any system of knowledge that is concerned with the physical world and its phenomena, and that entails unbiased observations and systematic experimentation.
No, it's definitely not science. Keyword here, experimentation. If you knew anything about science, you would know the IV would be the cause, for the DV would be the effect observed. So in other words, how are you going to vary and manipulate your IV to figure out the cause? You can't. In other words, the sunset and sunrise, as you put it, is not scientific. It's simply affirming the consequence based on your begging the question fallacy. It's circular reasoning, not science. So yes, not scientific.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's laughing about this. Okay.
So here you take issue with the definition of science with this graphic. And you latching on to dependent and independent variables as if those are the only things in experimentation?
Sorry. That's what an experiment is.
Huh. What she's getting ready to do is invoke control variables, but in a hypothesis, there are only the independent and dependent variables of that hypothesis. So if she's going to say that an experiment is not a hypothesis test where control variables are introduced, which I'm interested to see if that's the dumb road she goes down, she should be drug out with everybody else that's dumb enough to believe what she says.
Yeah.
And beaten to death.
This should be interesting.
No, I should have said that.
And beaten to death.
Okay, wait.
But what about our kids, John?
Oh, wow.
And thus
in that horrible way of saying stuff, you know, they would be better off. But let's get off that.
To be used in anything scientific of or relating to science, scientific techniques, knowledge, research, the science community is laughable.
What? Is that argument? That's an argument. Let's go back. Wait. Really?
if those are the only things in experimentation and thus have to be used in anything scientific of or relating to science, scientific techniques, knowledge, research, the science community, is laughable.
Should we actually go quickly to this scientific? Should we go to that and see what it says for her, so we can go in it and she can actually see what it says? This is insane. Okay, definition of scientific. Okay. Wow. Let's go in it.
It's funny how they just kind of put the word scientific in front of anything to make it sound more intelligent, right? Like it's the scientific community, right? Well, no, not really, right? It's scientific karaoke, right? Or it's a scientific county fair. Like just putting that word as a qualifier in front of everything.
Yeah, sports science, stuff like that, all becomes science.
But I mean, look at this. Done in an organized way that agrees with methods. What is this method it's talking about, guys? Would that be method, scientific method? And by the way, why is she bringing up scientific? So that's just a red herring, because we talk about experimentation, correct? So let's get experimentation up, the actual thing we were talking about. Wait, scientific experimentation, that's what we should say. Or did I spell it wrong? Science, okay, progress. Don't they have any? You see, that's the thing. That's why you can't just use one dictionary, because they don't have everything.
Look up
in it.
hypothesis.
Yeah, I think that would be the best.
I want to join the scientific community. In fact, I want to move to the scientific community. I want to be a member of the scientific HOA and swim in the scientific pool.
Hypothesis: something supposed or taken for granted following out consequences. Planning a course of action. There we go. Planning a course of action. So how are you going to plan a course of action? You would need an independent variable. That would be the cause. For the dependent variable, that would be your effect that you observe. And then obviously you'll have controls. So you know that is keeping it in a controlled environment. Hypothesis typically used in a case. The procedure is virtually the same as that investigator of crime considers various suspects. Different methods may be used for deciding what these various alternatives may be, but what is fundamental is consideration of suppose it as it were true without actually accepting it as true. One of the earliest uses of the word in the sense was geometry, as described by Plato in Meno. Okay. But yeah, this isn't really what we're looking for. But you see why you can't just use the same dictionary. Let's just look for scientific hypothesis. You know what, I actually think I have a few it's in my other was that for gas? No, I had a whole bunch. Navigation. Okay, I don't have it anymore, but I'll have to get it out.
Your gas?
Yeah, I got a lot of gas pressure stuff.
And
what
you
is a
gotta get it
scientific
out.
hypothesis? Let's go look what a scientific hypothesis is. From livescience.com. A scientific hypothesis is a tentative, testable explanation for phenomena in the natural world. It's an initial building block of scientific method. Scientific method. Science is systematic and logical approach to discovering how things in the universe work as a body of knowledge accumulated through the discoveries about things of the universe. Okay, analysis, blah blah blah. Why you do this to me? Okay. I think
this is why a wiki epistemology will usually fail you, right?
Exactly.
You know,
this is exactly
like,
you're looking for a certain thing and you have to find it, and it's difficult. Scientific. Let's see. What are the This is actually constituents. I should just go look for. I had like 15 of them, and yeah. The thing is, also they keep changing the stuff because they don't want people to find it.
Exactly, but rest assured, the scientific method is the way we discuss it
Okay.
in this community here.